I was just having a conversation the other day with somebody who does not use AI at all. And if they do, it's very rarely. And the reason I'm sharing this with you is because this is not an uncommon scenario. A lot of people still are under the impression that you have to have some level of technical capabilities to use AI, and that could not be further from the truth. The video I'm going to share with you today is about another way to use AI that fits into the way that you think. My hope and my desire and my goal and my purpose in all of this is I want to share the capabilities and magic of how AI can benefit you in regular life. I want to transition people from thinking it as a technology like the internet, like email, like all the things that go with tech. And I want them to get to think of AI as a companion or an assistant or a helper that is there for them. Now, the feature that I want to share with you today is simple in concept, but profound in impact. And that is the voice mode in ChatGPT app. I want to show you that you can get this in both the desktop versions of ChatGPT. You can download it for Windows and Mac. And of course, you probably already have it on your mobile device. And the feature that I'm talking about is this little icon right there in the lower right-hand corner of that window. And I'm going to share with you just a little example of what this looks like, and then we'll go into a deeper example. So this is me on the phone having a chat with ChatGPT and one of their voices. Hi there. I'm trying to figure out a dinner plan for tonight. It's a cold, gloomy, rainy afternoon, and I'm trying to think about a good chicken recipe.
On a day like that, a cozy chicken stew or a hearty chicken pot pie could really hit the spot. You could make a creamy chicken and vegetable stew with carrots, potatoes, and peas. Or if you're feeling a bit more adventurous, a chicken pot pie with a flaky, buttery crust could be perfect. Both are warm, comforting, and great for a rainy evening. What do you think?
That stew sounds good. Could you give me a shopping list for some easy stew to make?
Absolutely. For a simple chicken stew, here's what you'll need. About 1.5 pounds of boneless, skinless chicken thighs or breasts, 4 large carrots, 4 celery stalks, 1 large onion, 3 to 4 potatoes, 3 to 4 garlic cloves, 6 cups of chicken broth, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 2 bay leaves, 1 teaspoon of dried thyme, salt and pepper to taste, optional, a cup of frozen peas or corn for extra veggies. These ingredients should give you a hearty and delicious stew. You can serve it with some crusty bread to soak up all that tasty broth.
Perfect. Thank you for the help.
You're welcome. Enjoy your cozy dinner.
All right. So you have a little sample of what it sounds like. It sounds like a real person with voice inflection, emotions, and maybe a little bit too cheerful all the time, but it sounds like a real voice. And when you turn off your chat with the voice component, you go back and everything that you had talked about in that conversation is now available as text in your chat history. One of the use cases that I think has so much potential in this is being able to work out all of the things that are causing you anxiety and stress in your life and being able to put those into an organized format. I think this is one of the use cases of AI that is easy to overlook because we don't think of it as an assistant. We're still thinking it as a tool. If you're somebody who processes information verbally, this is especially powerful. And I'm going to give you a short example just to take home with you and try on your own. In this version here, I've got the ChatGPT app for Windows, and I've got a brand new chat, and I'm just going to go right into voice mode, and I'm going to talk about my plans for the week. Hey there, I have a lot to get done this week, and I'm struggling with prioritizing everything that's on my mind, and I just need some help putting everything down into a big list, and then I want to get some help how to prioritize this and make sure I get things done. And a lot of times I get too focused on the big thing right in front of me, and then I get distracted by some of the other more pressing things that have to happen later in the week that cause me a little bit of stress. Can you help me with that?
Absolutely, I can help with that. Let's start by getting everything down on your list. Tell me all the tasks you have in mind, big or small, and we can organize them from there. Just start listing them off, and I'll keep track.
Okay, so it's Sunday, and each day I make a video where I talk about AI. So I have to record the video, and I prefer to do that in the morning because that's when I'm most alert and awake. And then I have to edit the same video, and I usually prefer to do that in the afternoon. Once I get done editing the video, I have a lot of other little things that go with it, including writing an email newsletter, writing a YouTube description and a title. So I usually have to budget at least an hour for the editing plus all the extra things that go with it. Now, on top of that, I have a few client meetings each day this week. In addition to that,
Editing in the afternoon, plus writing an email newsletter, a YouTube description, and a title. Then you have client meetings day. Anything else to add to the list?
yeah, I do. I have to finalize some work with an insurance company because we just had a car replaced and somebody hit us in an accident. So we have to finalize all of that.
Finalizing some work with. Okay, so finalizing that insurance work. We've got daily video recording and editing, writing an email newsletter, a YouTube description and title, client meetings, and finalizing work with the insurance company. Anything else you'd like to add to this list, or should we start
Let's start prioritizing.
Great, let's prioritize this list. First, we'll place your daily video recording in the mornings, since that's your preferred time. Then, editing in the afternoons. But we need to fit in writing the email newsletter, YouTube description, and title. Would you prefer to do those right after editing or later in the day?
Right after editing.
Perfect. After your afternoon editing session, you'll tackle the email newsletter, YouTube description, and title. Now, for your client meetings, do you have set times for those? Or can they be scheduled around your other tasks?
These are all scheduled already, and I need to build in some time to prepare for them.
Got it. Since your client meetings are already scheduled, let's make sure to allocate some prep time for each. How much time do you usually need to prepare for a meeting?
20 minutes.
All right, 20 minutes of prep time for each client meeting. We can slot that in either right before the meetings or earlier in the day, depending on what works best for you. With these priorities in mind, how does your schedule look now? Are there any specific days or times you want to focus on for certain tasks?
Now let's stop there for now, and I'll come back and I'll reevaluate.
Like a plan. Feel free to come back anytime when you're ready to reevaluate or need more help. Good luck with your tasks.
Okay, so there we have a example. It gets a little bit drawn out, and you notice probably a few times where I kept talking, and I think I exceeded the amount of time that AI would listen to me. The powerful part about this is now I have the history of this chat in text, so I can go back and review it, and I can start another session. If I were to do the same exercise again, I would probably break this down into a bunch of little discussions. The key here is I have a way that I can dump all the information out of my head and put it down into writing, and then I can start to refine this. And for people who process things in an audible way, this is a game changer. Personally, I don't like writing down a list of things to do because the act of actually putting it on paper is too linear for me. I'm not able to focus on building the entire list. I get caught up in the one thing. But once I have a list, it's a powerful tool and I depend on it. So that's just a way that I process information. Everybody does it differently. I think with AI, now you have multiple modes of interacting with that. And that's the promise of what AI can do. So you can write with it. You can do speech to text, and now you can have a conversation with it. When you combine all of these together with the ability to upload files and pictures and images, it is quite profound in what you can get done. It's really puts AI as that assistant versus a technology tool. That's the aha moment that a lot of people are just starting to realize when they start using AI every day. This goes back to creating that AI habit and that AI first mindset, getting in the frame of mind to use AI as a first resource when you're dealing with something difficult. It becomes such a useful and powerful mechanism to transform how you navigate life. I'm going to leave it at there today. What I would challenge you to do is experiment with just a few things using this feature in voice mode in AI. Dump a couple ideas out there, what you want to get done. It will change your state of mind briefly because you're actually having a conversation with somebody. And it changes how you think about your problems because you go into that I'm getting help mode. So try it out. Try to do it each day and let me know how it works for you. Take care. Talk to you soon.